But you just had to learn. You couldn't get a date, you couldn't dance.
I'd probably still be a virgin if I hadn't learned how to dance. The ugly guys were getting the girls. I mean, they were getting the fair hair, and I said, hey, if the ugly guys can get the pretty women by dancing, I need to learn to dance now.
At that time, the shag was obscene. Our forefathers, they made us put a fence around the pad so we could shag.
There's something that's kind of cool and sensuous about the self-confidence that these folks, that includes me now I consider myself a shagger, that they exhibit as they're dancing with one another.
On this week's show, we've got highlights from SOS Spring Safari and Beach Blast 91. Plus, we have new music and an exclusive interview with General Johnson of the Chairman of the Board. So stay with us. You might see someone you know, and you'll definitely see something you like. Hi everybody, I'm John Hook. SOS may have several definitions, but to a shagger, it can mean only one thing: the Society of Stranders.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what SOS is really about?
Well, SOS has become an adult spring break. And I mean, let's face it, that's what it's become. And thanks to some people that went long before I came on the scene, such as Gene Lauder and Phil Sawyer and you and Harold Bassett, and they've made this a grand tradition down here on the Grand Strand. And SOS has become an adult beach party.
For the last 11 years, the faithful have returned like swallows to their favorite hangouts at North Myrtle Beach to dance, party, sun, and dance some more. They all seem to agree on one thing.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
To have fun. It's a great time. It's like being back in college again, fraternity weekend.
We started migrating here in 1980 and 81. At that time, we had the old oak tree, which is Mar Vista up there, and a group of 5 men started SOS. And at that time, they tied a big yellow ribbon all the way around. It must have been about 8 feet wide and went all the way around. Must have been about 500 yards of ribbon. And that's what started the migration. And they came that year, and it has grown from the first year, maybe 1,800, to now, I think it's 12,000 members.
In the fall, this migration will happen again. Here's how Norfleet Jones sums up the SOS phenomenon.
A lot of people have realized that this is not the 3.5 minutes on the floor. This is your friends, this is your lifestyle, this is how you dress, this is how you... I mean, I'm telling you, I grew up with a lot of these guys, and they clean up a lot better now than they used to.
Here are 2 smooth steppers freestyling at SOS. Next up, we'll show you how they shag in Hollywood. Stay with us. Was that a belly roll or what? Shag News Network film critic Lloyd Dillon is here to give us his impression of the movie Shag. Let her rip, Lloyd.
Thanks, John. Shag, the movie, really does have all the elements to potentially be a really good film, because shagging is about memories and good fun, and this has some things that will stir some memories. Elements like the pavilion at Myrtle Beach, it's there. Cruising Ocean Drive, it's there. Weegians with no socks, there. Party with PJ in a galvanized tub, it's there. So this has some good elements, and it has couples dancing the shag, so what could possibly go wrong? And it even has music that we've all danced and loved, so what could possibly go wrong? The answer is plenty, and it does. For one thing, the Southern accents are not real, and neither are the records that are played, many of them. Some are, but many are remakes. Even a Fats Domino hit is remade as recognizable as his voice is, so that bothers me a little bit. And then there's some errors, like when couples are walking along the Grand Strand at night, fireworks just light up the sky. And that's pretty, and it's fun, but it's not real, because fireworks have been banned at Myrtle Beach for decades. That bothers me. Something else that bothers me is that we're told about 3 times in the movie that the year is 1963. And yet one of the records played is Under the Boardwalk, which the Drifters didn't even release till 1964. That bothers me big time. They could have checked that very easily. But the main thing that bothers me, and I think might bother you, is the dancing. This is a movie entitled Shag, so we have the right to expect some really good dancing, maybe learn a few steps. Well, when kids are at the beach and they're acting jerky, that's okay. That's being a kid. We all have done it. When they're at the beach dancing the shag and they dance jerky, that's not okay. And I think the choreographer needed to work a little more with some of the kids in the movie. There is a couple that does the shag. You're looking at them right now. They are referred to disparagingly in the film as the old couple. And they really do it. They know how to do the shag. But some of the kids don't. And you will be able to tell that Kenny Ortega, who choreographed Dirty Dancing, did the choreography in this when you see this so-called redneck couple dance. I don't remember anybody shagging like this, even at the pad, even after a six-pack, do you? But there it is, right out of Dirty Dancing. Now, this couple, wallflowers, shy, this is a familiar subplot, met each other, fell for each other, learned to shag together almost overnight, and here they are in the big dance contest, Shag stars. But look carefully, where, especially with a male dancer, where is the smooth, sensual shag that we're all familiar with? Is this not a little bit stiff, a little bit jerky? I think with a movie entitled Shag, we could expect more. This ought to be called Coming of Age in Myrtle Beach, not The Shag, because there was only 5 or 6 minutes of actual shag dancing in the movie, but because it was a good coming-of-age film, because it does touch on romance and the wonderfully familiar plot of beautiful, sweet young woman, Phoebe Cates, who's engaged to a nice but dull guy and falling for the wrong type man at the beach, because it has all of this coming-of-age reminiscence, you might want to rent the tape. I think you'll enjoy it. But for me, I'd rather spend my money on some more beach music, real beach music by the real original artist, so I can dance the real shag with my wife. Now, I have to bop on out of here, so for Shag News Network, I'm Lloyd Dillon. Goodbye.
Thank you, Lloyd the Ripper. The movie Shag, or Dances with Doorknobs. Lloyd will be back from time to time to clue us in on movies to rent when the dancing spirit is willing, but the feet just won't shag. And kiss it goodbye when you mail it, because we won't send it back. Coming up next, an exclusive interview with General Johnson and Beach Blast 91. You won't want to miss this, believe me. We talked recently with General Johnson on the release of his new album. Let's take a look.
See, let's stop talking about this. Let's hear it. This is Better Late Than Never, the prologue, and then the song.
So what were you thinking this time for this project when you decided to record Joe Pope, Eddie Cornelius, and all the other folks on this album?
I wanted to record institutions. When you start talking about Joe Pope, I mean, when the very first time I came down here, I mean, the Temptations could have come down here then, and it would have meant nothing, because that's how strong Joe Pope and the Tams were. His voice is magic.
When, given the new album, Better Late Than Never, how do you balance between the writer that you are, the producer that you are, and also, of course, you're also one of the interpreters on the album too. How do you do the balance between all that?
I am a non-identity. There's no General Johnson. I'm there, but I'm not there. And when I'm singing, if I'm on mic myself, recording, I mean, it's like super critical of myself. I'm producing myself, which is one of the hardest things to do, but from doing it for years, I understand it.
When you see people get up to Shag, to one of your songs, is that old hat for you now?
My job is done. Oh yeah. I mean, my basic belief is, if I'm not pleasing people, I could just write this stuff and leave it down in my basement. I never write for myself. I write for myself to please myself as far as it being technically good, but basically it's got to please the people. Everything that I do is for the people. I guess that's why I do a lot of research on what people like.
Is working together with other artists in beach music, General, is that different than what you were doing in Detroit, Philadelphia?
It's like old times, because this was my main forte. This was my job in Detroit, working with other artists, bringing out the best in them. You know, I was very successful with other artists. And to do this now, it was not new territory that I was treading in, but it was good because I got a lot of pleasure out of it. It was like, see, the difference is, if I'm writing something for myself, I'm pleasing myself, right? But to do something for these guys, I got to please myself. At the same time, I want to see a big smile come on their faces, you know, and which means that they really like it. And if I'm pleasing myself and I'm pleasing them too, that's it. Now the main objective is that it pleases the audience also.
Okay, thank you very much, General Norman Johnson.
And finally this week, a crowd of about 7,000 gathered together at the 12th Annual Beach Blast in Charlotte to party the afternoon away to the sounds of the Catalinas, the Band of Oz, the Fantastic Shakers, Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose, and this crowd pleaser, General Johnson and the chairman of the board.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to sing for you. We had a new release about 5 days ago. Hey, we're going to sing our new song. You want to hear my new song? Hey. We swing. Oh, yeah. She makes me feel so happy, then she makes me feel so sad. How feel so bad. My friends say turn it loose before it pulls you down. They don't know what I feel when I need you around. Oh, you don't know what love is till you try it. You don't know what love is till you feel it in your heart. She makes my day so sunny, she brightens up my nights. When I'm down, ain't got no money, she makes things seem alright. Her smiling face through eyes of love, that's all I see. It's all I see. I just can't turn her loose, 'cause she's a part of me. Oh, you don't know what love is till you try it. You don't know what love is till you feel it in your heart. Oh, come on, man. Man, swinging, y'all, swing. Oh. Woo. Love can make you feel so happy. Love can make you feel so sad. When you find the love that's real, you got the best friend you ever had. Oh, you don't know what love is till you try it. You don't know what love is till you feel it in your heart. Don't try to tell me how to know my love, 'cause you don't know how it feels to love her. Oh, you don't know what love is till you try.
All right, what do you think of these young kids out here doing the Shag? Is that good?
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's great to keep the tradition alive and keep the sand in their drawers. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's great. Where'd you say you were from?
Lancaster, South Carolina.
Lancaster.
Right on.
We have Lancaster represented here. We're going to see who else we can come up with.
Our roving reporter, Al the Beach Digger, seems to have spotted someone who needs interviewing. Al, are you there?
This is Al, the old Beach Digger. I'm at Beach Blast 91, and I'm talking with Leslie. What's your last name, Leslie?
Addison.
Where are you from?
Gastonia, North Carolina.
There's a lot of people here from Gastonia.
Sure are.
How many Beach Blasts have you been to here in Charlotte?
This is my 3rd year.
You like it?
I love it.
I saw you up there dancing on the stage a while ago. That music gets to you, you have to dance, don't you?
Sure do.
All right.
A lot of people felt that way.
And how's the audience changed as far as
Just
their
different.
dancing?
Just different faces.
Just different faces.
Just
SOS,
different
huh? Same old stuff.
Not same old stuff, but just different faces that enjoying the same thing. We have something in common. We like the same music, and same different faces liking the same music.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
worldwide.
Right.
Thank you. We
Thank
sure
you
do
very much.
appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Enjoy that music.
Hey, keep on enjoying that music.
Yeah.
Don't go away. We're not done yet. On upcoming shows, we'll have coverage of the World Line Dance Championship, the Atlanta Beach Music Festival, Junior Shaggers, Camp Chemo, and much, much more. Till then, keep those Weejuns polished. See you next time.